what's going on? It's Ghiman Mckinney, your boy, or Juice Man, or G-Man, or Webby, you can call me. I'm back with more fire sports content for y'all. Be sure to like this video right now. Subscribe to my channel if you're new. Join the party. I do post a ton of great sports videos pretty much almost every single day. You know, giving you hot sports topics and analysis and breakdowns of coaches, games, players, all that good stuff. So be sure to join the party and subscribe and like these videos. So without further ado, we're going to get to the 5 players that I think have the most pressure to perform this year in the NBA playoffs at the highest level. You know, ultimately your legacy is made in the NBA playoffs. Every great basketball fan knows that. We're going to get to this list right now. So I got an honorable mention to go with my 5 players that I think have the most pressure to perform at the highest level. Be sure to tune in, by the way, to the end of this video almost, you know, as I'm going to reveal the #1 player. And I have a nickname for that player, and I'm going to tell you guys why I think he has that nickname currently. Right now, I got a nickname for him. But honorable mention, Kevin Durant. My favorite basketball player in the world right now. Kevin Durant is my favorite player in the world. I was a Kevin Durant fan when he was in OKC. I'm a Kevin Durant fan now. So, Kevin Durant, you know, imagine if the Warriors don't win the championship this year. I mean, how much criticism will Kevin Durant get? A lot, I'm going to say. You know, you're in the middle of your prime and you don't win a championship. You know, you just added Boogie Cousins, too. I mean, the Warriors, a lot of people feel they're going to win the championship this year. Imagine if the Warriors don't win the title. Kevin Durant will get a whole lot of, you know, criticism and feedback. Right now, Kevin Durant is ultimately a top 25, top 20 player right now. That's no doubt. But you know, it would be a huge stand on his legacy. In order to crack that top 10, I think Kevin Durant needs to get 3 straight championships at least. You know, so Kevin Durant will be an elite company. He has to win a 3rd straight championship. I'm gonna say that at number 5 is Damian Lillard. Damian Lillard, you know, in the career, for his career in the playoffs, you know, he's only shot 40%. That's not particularly great. Last year in the playoffs, you know, versus the Pelicans, he only averaged about 18 points per game. He shot 35% from the field, and I believe 30% from 3 only. That's not very good. He got bounced in the first round. He had home court advantage, you know, and the Pelicans, who nobody expected to win that series, won and came and swept Damian Lillard in the Portland Trail Blazers. In order for people to really consider Damian Lillard and take him seriously, he's going to need to start piling up some playoff performances and wins. I only think he's won about 1 playoff series in his entire career. So yes, Damian Lillard is at number 5 for me. At number 4, the Greek Freak, Giannis Antetokounmpo. Listen, a lot of people are, including like Chris Broussard, Nick Wright, I mean, all these people, I totally disagree with them. They think Giannis is the best player in the league right now. And guess what? Giannis, if you are the best player in the league, go out and prove it. I mean, you know, you got the #1 seed. I expect you guys to make the Eastern Conference Finals. You know, I'm not predicting that, but that should be the expectation for the Milwaukee Bucks this year. You have the best record in the league. You know, you're playing at a high level. Your team's playing at a high level. You got a great coach. I mean, the Bucks have everything to check a championship box. Now, I'm not saying they got to win a title, but you at least need to make the Eastern Conference Finals. Anything besides the Eastern Conference Finals, Giannis, is a disappointment. I mean, listen, LeBron's out the East now. I mean, you haven't won a playoff series yet, Giannis. I mean, you gotta lead your team. I mean, being a great player comes with great responsibility, Giannis. I mean, if you're the best player, by the way, I don't think Giannis is the best player. People that think Giannis is the best player in the world right now is utterly ridiculous. I don't even think Giannis is the MVP. I have made a video that says why James Harden should be the NBA MVP. Go look that up. It's on my channel. It's a great video. You know, maybe it'll sway your mind if you're a Giannis fan. But, you know, Giannis has to perform in these playoffs, you know, considering the fact that a lot of people are claiming him to be the best player in the world. And the Milwaukee Bucks are the best team right now. You at least got to make the Eastern Conference Finals, Giannis, okay? Number 3 on this list for me is Kyrie Irving. Yes, Kyrie Irving. Listen, the Celtics have really disappointed this year. I actually blame a lot of that on Kyrie Irving. I think Kyrie Irving has failed to lead this team, you know. And Kyrie Irving ultimately left LeBron James in Cleveland to go pursue and be a leader of his own team. I mean, Kyrie Irving, I mean, look, if y'all get bounced in the 2nd round, I mean, that's a disappointment in my opinion. You know, I think Kyrie Irving has to be the reason the Celtics do not lose. Because, let's be real, last year, the Celtics were 1 game away from the NBA Finals without you, Kyrie Irving. So, a lot of people were saying, oh, guess what? You insert Kyrie Irving this year, the Celtics are going to be the #1 seed. They're going to make the NBA Finals. Hasn't happened this year. Kyrie Irving, you know, the Celtics did make the NBA Finals almost without you last year, you know, and you got to perform. Number 2 on my list has got to be James Harden. James Harden is my 2nd favorite player in the NBA behind Kevin Durant. James Harden has been amazing this year. He really has. He's been balling out. He's my MVP this year. And, you know, I mean, you have not seen anywhere near the regular season Harden in the playoffs. I mean, last year, you know, Chris Paul goes down. The Rockets still had major leads in both Game 6 and Game 7. But James Harden went a combined 6 of 25 from 3 in both those games. It's not very great. If you're the reigning league MVP, you have to close those games out. You were in position to win those games, James Harden, and you didn't do that. A couple years ago versus the Spurs, at home, in a closeout game, James Harden, you scored 10 points, and they didn't have Kawhi Leonard. It was on your home court. You looked like you quit that game. You just looked out of it. I mean, and listen, James Harden the last 2 years in the playoffs has not even shot 30% from three. So basically, James Harden is pretty much Peyton Manning right now. You know, Peyton Manning for a great while in the NBA, the NFL, was by far one of the best players, if not the best player in the regular season. But when the playoffs came around, he was a much lesser version of himself, especially when it counted most. And that's pretty much what James Harden has been. I mean, James Harden, he's had some good series, but he's not consistently been a dominant player in the playoffs. James Harden's going to at least need to average 30 in the playoffs. Going to need to put in big numbers, and the Rockets are going to need to be in position to potentially win a title. Not saying they got to win a title because Golden State's still in the West, but I think the Western Conference Finals is realistic for the Rockets. You got to get back there, James Harden. You have to ball out. You have to play well. Don't be the reason the Rockets lose, and do not choke in the playoffs. I hope you don't, because you're one of my favorite players. And number one on my list is Russell Statbrook. Yes, that's his nickname, Russell Statbrook. All he does is put up stats. He does not win. So that's why I have a S in his name instead of a W, because he doesn't win enough. He puts up stats. Russell Westbrook does not deserve to have a W in his name right now. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. And people want to say, oh, 3 straight years of triple doubles, man. 3 straight years of triple doubles. Yeah. How about 3 straight years potentially of not winning a first round playoff series? Russell Westbrook does not win enough. I'm sorry. Look, he has major, and I mean major pressure to perform in these playoffs. He has to ball out in these playoffs. Russell Westbrook's shooting, his shooting is to the wall. You know, he's shooting like, what, 28% from 3. I think Russell Westbrook is only shooting about 65% from free throw range. I mean, that's terrible. I mean, free throws? You can't even hit free throws now, Russell Westbrook. Now I understand you're putting up the triple doubles. You're great. I'm going to say this right now. Russell Westbrook is one of the 50 or 40 greatest players of all time. I'm going to say that right now. Amazing talent, amazing player. But he doesn't win enough. He has not won. You know, since Kevin Durant has left, the Oklahoma City Thunder have failed to get out of the first round of the playoffs. And don't tell me they don't have enough talent, because, you know, you look at Steven Adams. He's an absolute dog. You know, they have some great players. They have a lot of depth. They finally went out and got Dennis Schroeder this year, you know. A lot of people say, oh, when Russell Westbrook goes to the bench, you know, this team is terrible. Now they have a legit backup point guard. Steven Adams is great. Billy Donovan's a solid coach. You have Paul George right now, who's absolutely balling out. And you're 6th in the West. I think that's underachieving. And guess what? You were at 3rd in the Western Conference at the All-Star break, and I've seen more shooting from Russell Westbrook, more triple doubles, and this team has ultimately lost more and more and more. When Russell Westbrook shoots more, it's undisputable. Go look at it. Their record is worse when he shoots more. So, you know, Paul George, I think the offense has to run through him for Oklahoma City to win in the playoffs. I've seen less of Paul George in the second half and more of Russell Westbrook. Russell Westbrook could not win an NBA championship. Couldn't get it done with Kevin Durant on his team. I mean, imagine if they get bounced in the first round. That you look at Kevin Durant. You had Kevin Durant. You have a prime Paul George playing the best basketball of his career. If you can't win with those guys as a point guard, who are you gonna win with? Who? Please tell me who. And I don't even think if LeBron James was on this roster, they could probably win a championship with Russell Westbrook running the point. Russell's hit a wall, shooting wise. And don't give me the triple doubles. The triple doubles are a cycle in baseball now, guys. I'm sorry. It just is. I don't care about the triple doubles. He doesn't win enough. Russell Westbrook has to change his style of play. He has to get Paul George involved a lot. He has to shoot well in the clutch, and he has to get his teammates good shots. He has to play good defense. You know, he has to score. He has to shoot effectively from the field. Russell Westbrook has the most pressure on him in the playoffs, and yes, his name is Russell Statbrook, because right now he does not win enough, and he is not a winning point guard. That's a wrap for this video. Be sure to like the video right now. Comment who you think, you know, has the most pressure in the NBA playoffs. You know, who are some of the players? Do you agree with my list? Do you disagree with my list? Who are some of the players you think has the most pressure to perform in these playoffs? Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, share this video with friends. Help my channel grow. This is my favorite thing to do in the world for you guys. You know, make these videos. I'm very passionate about it. I'm aspiring sports analysis who's looking to own potentially his own network or go on ESPN or Fox Sports 1. So I'm very passionate about this. I love you guys. Appreciate y'all. Thanks for watching. Tune in next time. And, you know, I'm out. God bless. Have a blessed day.